Go ahead. Go ahead, Glenn. Sorry.
If Noah's ready, yeah, I can start the record and introduce everyone and tell them about a special AMA we're doing tonight, which is
Sweet. Yeah.
new, first for Wellcoin Talk. So we can go into that as we start. Here we
Yeah,
go.
certainly.
Okay, good afternoon to the Wellcoin Talk community. Tonight we have a special AMA with Honey Finance. It's for investors. It's called Honeyswap, and the company is based in China. And as English is not their native language, they've asked for us to represent them to our community investors tonight. Noah, our awesome host, is speaking for the Honeyswap team tonight. He's not on the team, no, I must stress, but has done the research on the Honeyswap project. So for questions from myself and investors later on in the AMA. So let's go straight into it. And if we can start with an introduction of the team behind Honeyswap. No, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
sweet. Thank you, Glenn. And again, we appreciate the Honeyswap team and the Honey Finance team for trusting us in doing this. It's an honor, and we're looking forward to this AMA. So, really quick, a high level overview. Honeyswap is a group of developers that are very much into yield farming and trading. Right? They're enthusiasts. And before the boom of crypto and the DeFi space, they've actually built web and mobile applications, CRM systems, security systems, blockchain applications. And currently, they are a team of 35, rapidly growing, covering full stack developments from UI and UX design, smart contract developments, network and security, game studio, business development, and marketing. I mean, these guys are doing it all. And the majority of products from Honey are built and designed from scratch. So having to keep up with the market is always a big challenge for them. However, they've been able to keep up with deadline after deadline and deliver, and it really exceed all expectations of their community. With some occasional delays, as it happens in the crypto space and in tech. But needless to say, the manpower, especially talents, is really scarce, and it would definitely be helpful if they can scale up their team. So that's what they're looking to do, right? So just a quick summary, they are a group of crypto lovers who hope to provide all crypto lovers the chance to earn, play, and win.
So yeah, can we move on to introduce us to investors? The Honey Finance's various products and services that are available.
Yeah, certainly. And so, and they have a lot coming. First is the Honey Dex, excuse me, the Honeyswap Dex. And they're going to start with providing lots of liquidity with respect to projects on Avalanche. Again, Honeyswap, Honey Finance is a ecosystem that's being built on Avalanche, and I believe our community knows at this point how much we at Whalecoin Talk love Avalanche and the ecosystem that they're building over there. But again, Honeyswap has a DEX, a swap, a trade mining mechanism. They have a casino coming. They have poker. They have farms. They have a marketplace, NFT marketplace. They have a DAO, a dual back treasury. So a lot of exciting features and utilities coming with respect to the overall Honey ecosystem. And they started off as just a simple DeFi platform back in June of 2021, more specifically a yield optimizer built on the Binance Smart Chain. And they, in fact, offered one of the highest returns in the BSC DeFi space at the time. By the way, Glenn, they just crossed over into their 1-year anniversary on the 1st of June 2022. So they're very excited about that. And I want to jump into a bit. Into the codes and the smart contracts. Smart contracts are audited by the most reputable blockchain audit firms, CertiK, and then they further enhanced their smart contract security with CertiK Skynet and CertiK Shield. Furthermore, more than a DeFi destination with high yields, they have launched their integrated gaming portal, Honeyplay, which users can look forward to an immersive experience playing instantly simply by connecting their wallet to Honeyplay. In addition to Honeyplay, there is Honey Poker, a P2P poker platform on BSC, Phantom, Polygon, Avalanche, OKX Chain, and Harmony. I want to go into a bit more detail about the NFT journey that they've started. And it began with sales of their limited edition Honey Bunny NFTs, followed by a Hunny marketplace where users can buy, sell, or auction their NFTs. They're also expecting their NFT play to earn game, which is coming really soon. This is going to create an engaging ecosystem where their users can stake, earn, and play. And the bread and butter is the Honeyswap DEX on Avalanche. They are attracting users who are interested in DeFi and interested in cross-chain iGaming. Of course, their experience in DeFi has really equipped them to curate and provide pools and farms with high yields coupled with optimized strategies to create lucrative and attractive rewards for all of their honeys. So again, didn't mean to go on a rant there, Glenn, but they really are building a lot. I wanted to give a high level overview and then kind of jump into the nuts and bolts of each one. But let's move on to the next question, and I'm happy to tell you guys more about that.
Yeah, we briefly went into that. The Honeyswap. Can you provide us with a detailed explanation of Honeyswap being one of the features of the Honey Finance? How do users begin to use Honeyswap?
Yeah, sure. So I wanted to, let's see. So yeah, we can talk about that and then we can jump into the tokenomics as well. As for a detailed explanation of Honeyswap, it's been almost a year since the birth of Honey Finance, and the team is very proud to have the support of their community thus far. They are now introducing the latest product from Honey Finance, which is a decentralized exchange on Avalanche, as I mentioned before. And to break that down, Honeyswap is an automated market maker. We all are familiar with AMMs, a decentralized exchange on the Avalanche ecosystem. With their strong backing of supporters in the BSC space and also potential exposure in Avalanche to draw new users, they believe that Honeyswap is ready to be propelled to the next level. And so on Honeyswap, users can trade one token for another via automated liquidity pools driven by the AMM. And when you make a token swap, which is a trade on Honeyswap, they only charge 0.3% of a trading fee to stay competitive in the market. So it's quite low. Excuse me. As they are the most innovative decentralized exchange with diverse utilities on Avalanche, Avalanche users can start swapping and making profits on Honeyswap immediately. So that's pretty much what I have for their DEX. I don't know if Glenn, I don't know if you wanted to jump into the tokenomics real quick as well before we move on.
Yeah. Let's go into the XOXO token, its features, use cases, and the tokenomics allocation.
Yeah, certainly. And so the total supply of the XOXO token is 30 million. And the XOXO token is essential to accomplishing their vision of being the most engaging and fun DeFi destination. XOXO is a native currency of Honeyswap, and so users can earn this token by providing liquidity to the swap pairings. Owners of the token will be able to earn from swap fees, take part in governance voting on the protocol. Their experience in DeFi has equipped them, again, to curate and provide pools and farms with high yields coupled with optimized strategies to create lucrative and attractive rewards for all their honeys. And so their vision, their ultimate vision for Honeyswap is to be the only destination for trading Avalanche C-chain tokens and having fun on Honey Play. They built Honeyswap to enable their users to trade Avalanche project tokens with minimal slippage and be rewarded for their trade mining features and their high yields from pools and farms. So more collab and farms with other outstanding protocols on Avalanche are on the way. Stay tuned. This is just the beginning. And to go a bit deeper into the token distribution, Honeyswap is allocating 80.67% of tokens to their community. 6% is going to the treasury. 4% is going to development. 9% is going to initial liquidity offering, and 0.33% is going towards partnership, marketing, and liquidity management.
Awesome, Noah. And can we go into the Honeyswap as a diverse ecosystem with many products like the Honeyswap? We've just gone over that, the trade mining, Honey Play, Casino, Honey Finance Farm. Can we go into some of the features of each product?
Yeah, certainly. And so let's, again, it's been almost a year since the birth of Honey Finance. And They have a lot of support from their community, and they're expanding on many products. And so let's start talking about the DEX first and foremost. And I think we touched on it a bit, but again, it's an AMM on the Avalanche ecosystem. Strong support from their backers, and they are striving to be the premier exchange on Avalanche. Did you want to hear more about the? Did you want to hear more about the casino as well?
Yeah, we can go into that. No, that'd be great. Yeah.
So, from what I understand so far, the casino is still in the works, and they are planning on building kind of a place or metaverse type place where you can go in, play different games, gamble, and all that good stuff. So that is still very much something in development and something that they're planning on releasing in the near future.
Cool. Let's move on to the security around Honeyswap. It's always an important issue for users on a decentralized exchange. So is it incorporated into the Honeyswap DEX to protect what's incorporated, should I say, into the Honeyswap DEX to protect the safety of users' assets?
Yeah, certainly. And so again, Honeyswap is really proud to announce that they have full Certec security suite, Certec audit, Skynet, and Shield ensure 24-hour security surveillance over over Honey Finance's smart contracts with Certec security tool chains. And I can actually share a link of the report in the main chat so that our community members can have a look. Do that right now. And apart from that, their upcoming DEX Honeyswap has contacted Certec once again to audit their smart contracts, and that just shows kind of testament to their diligence with respect to keeping their protocol safe, secure, and doing periodic audits, kind of like big blue chip protocols like Aave do once a week, just to make sure that hackers aren't getting in and exploiting their users and their pools.
Awesome. And how do the devs strike a balance between developing the technology and also improving the value of the token XOX?
Yeah, so creating utility for their token is really key, and along with a cap supply for each token, holders are willing to grow with them and definitely reap the benefits in the long run. For example, a Honey token has a max supply of 100 million and is currently sitting at a 91 million supply. So once they achieve a 100 million supply, and the burning still continues with Honey utility on Honey Play, on Honey Poker, users should be able to see a steady increase in price.
Okay, great. And marketing, security, community, and partnership are the most important things for the project. So which issue would you prioritize the most? And do you have a plan to develop all four aspects? Or should we say that we're talking about a team here, but yeah.
Yeah, so over at Honey Finance, they think it's not about prioritizing any one of the four, but it has, all four need to be handled well equally. And so it's not like the ICO days in 2017 where project owners can choose to do a fabulous hype marketing, a fabulous hype marketing strategy on a nice website, raise millions of dollars, and really build nothing, right? Users are getting smarter and more sophisticated. All these pillars are tightly knitted to one another, and they believe that their product, their Honey ecosystem, is striving to be good and excel at everything, all four of these pillars. And so hopefully by doing that, they will catapult themselves to the next level and everything will fall into place. Again, they are a group of crypto lovers who hope to provide all crypto lovers with a chance to earn, play, and win. Also, Glenn. So one more thing is, as different countries, and this is really important for the community to know, the team wants this to really drive this away. as different countries have different popular channels, they are looking for PR companies or groups in different countries as they know the best way to market, right? So, a marketing strategy that works on the East Coast in the United States might not work as well in Southeast Asia, and that might not work as well in Western Europe. So they're definitely looking to adjust their marketing campaign based on based on the community members of that respective region, if that makes sense. And so, some of the ways that they're looking for PR companies or groups in different countries is, and some of the ways that Honey involves reaching out is the following. They're sharing words in AMA communities like Telegram, Discord, WeChat, Facebook groups. They're doing press releases in high traffic crypto sites. They're reaching out to influencers like YouTubers and crypto Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. They are doing advertising like PooCoin, Dex Tools, Coinzilla, Facebook, Google. They're partnering with trusted projects like Chainlink, like BabySwap, Venus Protocol, and they are doing constant and consistent promotions in Honey Play and giveaways for Honey. So, they want to share all of the interesting and lucrative marketing strategies they're using, and they also want to hear from their community, and they want to know what strategies their community feels that the Honeyswap team should deploy in order to create maximum amount of exposure and hype around their project.
Awesome. And I see they've got Honey DAO, or Honey DAO will be coming in the future. So they're opening up to the community to offer voting rights and a governance token. I don't know whether that's going to be the Honeyswap token. There is a few tokens in the ecosystem.
Yeah. So with Honey DAO, and as mentioned earlier, they are planning on having the XOXO token be the official governance token of their DAO. That's how you're going to be voting for which way the protocol goes, protocol decisions, so on and so forth. My assumption is, and they haven't officially said this, but my assumption is they will at one point in the future renounce the contract, and this will be a completely community-owned protocol.
Great. And can you tell us the team's current achievements and what stage on the roadmap they are?
Yeah, sure. So looking at the team's current achievements, as I mentioned throughout the AMA, they've made quite a bit of progress. And let me just pull up the timeline. Give me a sec here. So currently the team, we are in Q3, or we're coming up on Q3 of 2022. And so the Honeyswap on AVAX is right around the corner. And what's really exciting is they're not just stopping at AVAX, right? They conquered BSC. They're about to take over AVAX, and then they're going to go cross chain and hit the Solana network by storm on Honey Play. They have a Honey Poker tournament launch, and then in Q4 they have the Honey Race NFT play to earn game, a UI improvement, and there's a lot more on the roadmap as well, which I am going to share directly in our main chat. So give me a moment to do that, and go ahead and shoot your next question at me as well, Glenn.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so you know quite a lot of investors here, and yourself know about AVAX. What's the main competition for Honey Finance for the decentralized exchanges, and what do you think Honey Finance is doing different to attract investors to their platform?
Yeah, it's a good question, Glenn. And obviously, if you spend any time on AVAX, everyone knows that the premier decentralized exchange there is Trader Joe. And Trader Joe has quite a foothold. There are other dexes that are that were there before Trader Joe's as well. But Trader Joe's has had the right amount of marketing. They've attracted a substantial amount of liquidity, and they have really established themselves as the premier dex on Avalanche. So I think that Honeyswap needs to kind of copy some of those strategies, but also distinguish themselves. And I think they do that through their branding, right? I think they do that through the various other utilities they offer, such as the marketplace, the DAO, their lucrative farms or high yield farms. And so, as I mentioned earlier, in the AMA, Honeyswap is bringing a lot of different utilities to their ecosystem, things that Trader Joe doesn't really offer. And I think that's really going to be their competitive advantage to kind of dethrone the premier DEX and become the leading AMM on Avalanche.
Yeah, and with the XO token, are they looking to be able to stake it on the DEX in the future, a bit like PancakeSwap?
Absolutely. And so, the same thing with as Joe and PancakeSwap and a lot of other decentralized exchanges. You can stake that token. You can earn a portion of protocol fees. Again, this is the future of community-owned liquidity. You're going to be able to, buy the XOXO token, stake it, and earn a percentage of those trading fees.
And going forward, what's the marketing plans for the Honey Finance team? I think we've gone through some of that, but yeah, we'll go over that again for investors.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So as I mentioned, the Honey team they are prioritizing marketing on all ends, and they are, kind of tailoring their marketing strategies based on which part of the world they're in. I can go over those again, but it is, sharing words in AMA communities like Telegram, Discord, WeChat. It's press releases. It's reaching out to lucrative and high level YouTubers, crypto Twitter influencers, Twitchers, TikTokers. It's ads, and that means advertising on sites like PooCoin, like Dex Tools, Coinzilla, Google. And really, it's these big lucrative partnerships with projects like Chainlink, BabySwap, Venus Protocol, and the consistent and constant promotions with respect to giving away prizes and putting out ads and really, doing a lot of AMAs and doing a lot of talks and sit downs with adjacent communities to raise awareness and create exposure for their project.
Yeah, great. And they're looking to incorporate a referral program to get people to join the DEX.
Yeah, so I do think they have a referral program in the works. And I looking at my notes, I don't have any specifics on that, but let me see. Let's move on to another question, and let me see if I can dig up more information with respect to the referral program. Excuse me.
Hey, cool. I can open it up to the rest of the team if anyone's got a question. Or at the Honey Finance project. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
No, I don't think anyone's got a question. But well, I think that's all my questions. I've gone through there. We can move on to investor questions. Let's see. Syed's got his hand up. Let's go to Syed. Syed, you had a question for Nora?
Sure.
At the Honey Finance project. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, so I have read about this kinetic bonding that is used for the Honey DAO. I couldn't get grasp of it. Can you briefly explain about that, how kinetic bonding works for the Honey DAO?
Yes, Sayed, that's a really good question. So kinetic bonding gives a massive discount for love, get kiss, and attracts hug. So typically when users bond, they provide Honey DAO with reserve assets such as BUSD in exchange for discounted love. However, in kinetic bonding, users also get rewarded with hug, which can be redeemed then for love. And the amount of hug that users can receive will be displayed in the kinetic bonding dashboard before users actually enter for bonding, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a really unique idea. Okay, moving to next question.
Sure.
So Honey Finance will also be going to launch Honey Bunnies NFT. You also mentioned about them briefly. I was wondering that what kind of NFTs these will be and what will be their use cases.
Yeah, it's a great question. And so we all know that the honeys in our community and their community, excuse me, have been waiting for this since day one, and they are super hyped for the Honey NFTs. And they can't wait to tell you and show you guys what they're working on. There are going to be 3 types of NFTs, right? They're going to be collectible NFTs, staking NFTs via the NFT vault, and gaming play to earn NFTs, right? So satisfy your obsession with their honey bunnies, they're going to pre-mint only 300 collectible NFTs for their first series. Right? For the first batch, they're going to have 50 pieces of 6 honey bunnies from the original OG series in phase 1 with different sets and attributes to define their rarity. They will have other connections, other collections such as Cyber Honeys, Collab series, Real Honey series, all coming soon after phase 1. And I want to go a bit more into their staking NFT game. There will be 3 different decks, i.e., gold, silver, and bronze. Each deck comes with 52 cards, which will give a total number of 156 unlimited cards. 13 honeys were also selected to be included in these decks. And remember, in each deck, there will also be 1 extra special card. So start collecting your favorite cards. More is going to be revealed soon. And quick hint, if you know how to play poker, you will want to know, if you know how to play poker, you will know what to collect, right? You'll know which cards you want to collect first. So stake your cards in the NFT vault and start earning BNB plus cake plus honey. This isn't the dream combination, or isn't this the dream combination of earnings, right? Isn't this awesome? There's so much utility here. Again, the game NFTs, they're going to be dropping as well with their play to earn game, but more information on that is certainly coming soon.
Wonderful, wonderful. There's a lot of NFTs and various use cases. That's really great. Final question. So Honey Finance also have various burning mechanism. Can you tell us a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, great question, Sayed. And I did almost forget to touch on that. So so how is the honey supply reduced without hard cap, right? The team aims to make deflation higher than emission by building deflationary mechanisms into honey's products. And the goal is more for honey to leave circulation. The goal is for more honey to leave circulation than the amount of honey that is produced, right? Does that make sense? I'm sure that makes sense to you. Reducing honey emissions. So let me talk a little bit more about that. So by reducing the amount of honey minted, it slows down inflation. And as the price of honey increases, they can reduce the emission rate. Currently, the emission is at 5,000 honey per 1 BNB collected, and this number would be reduced accordingly. But they don't want to do this too frequently or too early for the same reason that they don't want the hard cap. They don't want the hard cap reached. They still want to incentivize people to provide liquidity, right? So deflationary mechanisms, regular token burns are built into many of Honey's products, such as 5% of winnings from each Honey lottery will be burned, with more on the way. Farming hives, the performance fee collected from the rest of the farming hives will be used to buy back honey, which 80% of that is going to be burnt and 20% will go to the honey lottery. As for honey play, earnings collected via honey play will be divided into into 3 portions. 40% goes into the honey jar, distributed amongst Bumblebee and Honeybee. 20% goes into the burning address, and the remaining will be used to cover any costs and expenses. Honey Poker, a 5% rake will be collected from Honey Poker, where 2% goes to the development team, 2% goes to the honey jar, distributed amongst Bumblebee and Honeybee, and 1% goes to the burning address. And last but not least, Sayed, we have the honey lottery. 10% of honey collected from honey lottery will divide it in 3 portions. 3% will go to the development team, 2 to the honey jar, and 5 to the burning address. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, Noah. Thank you for a very detailed answer. Thank you so much. Over to you, Glenn.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you for the question, Syed. I think we've got Aisha here as a question as well for Honey Finance. Noah here, go ahead.
Great, Aisha.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay, on Honey Finance document, it's mentioned about Honeybee and Bumblebee ambassadors. I want to know that what are the requirements for one to become Honeybee or Bumblebee ambassadors, and what is the difference between them?
Good question, Aisha. I am trying to, let's see, I had an answer for that, but I'm trying to locate it. if you can give me one sec. Do you have another question that you can ping me on, Aisha, or that you can ask for me while I get the answer to that one for you, please?
Yeah. Okay. HoneyDAO is offering hyper staking. Can you briefly explain about it?
Okay, HoneyDAO is providing hyper staking. Sure. So, as for hyperstaking, it is a new staking vault that not only allows users to stake their love tokens on HoneyDAO to earn rebase rewards, but at the same time lets bonders redeem their tokens. The introduction of the hyperstaking vault allows for a new mechanism to be implemented whilst keeping the APY extremely competitive. So, high-level overview, hyperstaking works exactly like the previous staking vault with a few exceptions. Number one, staking will trigger a 24-hour linear vesting of unstaked amount. Number two, the clock will trigger to reset after any unstaked action is performed. And number three, bonders can redeem their hug for love. I hope that
Okay.
answers your question, Aisha.
Yeah, got it. Okay, another question. Okay, for HoneyDAO, there are three tokens: love token, kiss token, and hug token. Can you briefly explain about these three tokens and their utility?
Beautiful. So the answer to that is simple. You will receive KISS when you stake love at a 1-to-1 ratio. Adding this address to your wallet allows you to track your KISS balance, which will increase with every rebase. Version 2 of the KISS token will be used in their new hyper staking vault, and Hug is performance vested using the Fibonacci sequence. So users will be able to redeem hugs for love at a 1-to-1 ratio in the hyperstaking vault. And then you may also, if you want to learn more about this, Aisha, refer to the chapter on kinetic bonding for more information.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for answering.
Yeah, great questions, Aisha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha. Let's move on to Western Beast. Western Beast, you had a question for Noah at Honey Finance. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
You're a little quiet, Western, but I do make out your voice. Yes.
Just turn the volume up.
All
Hopefully,
right.
yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually had a question about the ambassadorial program also. So I saw that on Honey Finance, the document mentioned about Honeybee and Bumblebee ambassadors. So I would like to know what's the requirements to become one of a Honeybee or Bumblebee ambassador, and what's their difference?
Sure. And let me pull that up for you very briefly. Give me a sec. Okay, so this is pretty simple, and I'm gonna give you a high level breakdown of this, Western. Honeybees and bumblebees are ambassadors of Honey Finance. So the condition for achieving either of these is one, a total monthly wager of more than $250,000 in HoneyPay. They must have a minimum of 20 referrals, and at least 50% of active referral players have a wager of more than $1,000. So 60% of the honey jar pool will be distributed amongst honeybees linearly vested for 3 months. And I'll give you an example for this, right? So in September, the total pot of honey jar collected from the honey lottery and the honey play are 100,000 honey. If there are a total of 10 users achieving the honeybee status, each honeybee will earn exactly 6,000 honey. And to be promoted to a bumblebee, a user will need to achieve all the following conditions. A monthly total wager of more than 2 million in honey play, have at least 200 referrals, or at least 50 of active referral players have to wager more than 1,000. And again, so that was for the bumblebee. and the previous breakdown was for the Honeybee. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Very detailed answer. You already made mention of the security. So I'll be asking about how would you be giving back to your community, and how would you be going about this?
Yeah, and the community comes first and foremost before anything else for the Honeyswap team. And so part of the proceeds from the Honey Lottery, the Honey Play, the Honey Poker, and the Honey Marketplace will go to the Honey Jar. And the primary goal of establishing this foundational pool is to reward and give back to the community. So very simple.
All right, that'll be all from my end. If I have any other questions, I might to just interrupt the session, or I'll be asking it in the Telegram group. Thank you so much, Noah. Over to
Sweet. Thank
Glenn.
you, Western. Yeah, great questions.
Okay, let's go. But I was just thinking, yeah, the advantage Honeyswap has being based in China is a huge market to expand into, compared to maybe Trader Joe not having as large a foothold in China. So they're looking maybe to expand, into a huge market there in the future across Asia.
Yeah, certainly. And having a foothold in China and the potential user base that they can attract is nothing to scoff at, right? They can really capture a huge portion of that market pool, and I certainly see them as being a major competitor to Trader Joe and really all the other decentralized exchanges that are currently on Avalanche.
Okay, great. And yeah, I mean, it's about 40 minutes now, and we've had lots of investors joining in the middle of the call. So maybe if we can do a recap over the Honey Finance for any investors that missed the first half of the call.
Yeah, that's great. And if there are other hands raised as well, we're more than happy to call on you. But just to do a quick breakdown, a quick overview again, Honey Finance is a super lucrative ecosystem. They are bringing to their users not just a DEX, but liquidity mining, trade mining. They're bringing a yield aggregator, an NFT marketplace, a DAO, a casino, a play to earn game, and so many things coming down the line. And give a bit more, again, give some more background on who they are. They have experience building web and mobile applications, CRM systems, CRM security systems, blockchain applications. And, they're a team of 35, and they're growing very rapidly. They cover a full stack of developments from UI to UX design, smart contract development, network and security, their game studio, business development, marketing. These guys do it all. This is a very, very interesting team. They're based out of China. And I would really encourage everyone to, do your own research. Definitely learn more about the project, but get involved in their community. These guys are doing really big things, and I love their branding. I love their marketing. I think this kind of stuff goes a long way. People don't really realize it, but this is kind of the future of where crypto and DeFi are going, and these guys are at the forefront of it.
Great. Let's go back. Purple Pie, you've got a question for Noah at Honey Finance. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's going on, Purple Pie?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So my question is just basically about security. Most times I always ask about security. I saw from the website that you have to connect your wallet to actually get some certain, let's say, get some certain good things. And I get these issues when it comes to connecting my wallet to most most projects because I got hacked let's say some months back. So I'm always asking, what what have these projects taken to make sure that the website or the project is very secure from hackers and people that want to actually steal your token, something like that.
Okay, yeah, and Purple Pie, your mic isn't that great, but I'm pretty sure I made out what you're asking. First and foremost, like I mentioned before, security. And Purple Pie, if you don't mind muting your mics just so I don't hear you breathing, thank you. First and foremost, the Honey ecosystem has had a full audit. They had a full CertiK audit, and they've also done, the Skynet and Shield insurance to make sure that their smart contracts are fully protected. As for connecting, I think you asked a question about connecting your wallet to DeFi protocols. That's pretty much how it goes with any DeFi protocol. You need to have a MetaMask. You need to connect the MetaMask or a Trust wallet to that respective protocol. What I suggest people to do is to actually buy a hardware wallet like a Ledger or a Trezor, and that gives you a huge extra layer of security. So, I'll give you an example. Let's say that you accidentally download a keylogger, or you accidentally download a Trojan that gives the perpetrator access to your device. They can then go and open the MetaMask plugin from your web browser and really just drain all your funds. And when you hear about people's MetaMasks getting hacked, this is kind of what is usually happening. People are downloading malicious files onto the computer, and the perpetrator is able to get control of the computer, and they're able to drain that wallet that's sitting really on the browser. What you can do with the hardware wallet is the hardware wallet acts as your private key. And so every time that you want to connect to a DeFi protocol, you connect the hardware wallet to your computer. Then you use the hardware wallet to connect to MetaMask, but it doesn't give MetaMask or doesn't give kind of MetaMask any privileges to make transaction confirmations via the hardware wallet. It only acts as a bridge to connect you to various DeFi protocols. And so that's what I would advise anyone to do with respect to connecting to especially newer projects. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Right, let's go to, I've got a few DMs because they were going to bed earlier on. We were chatting in the main chat earlier on, and Venice has left me a question to ask. I read somewhere that Honey Play will be giving away Bored Ape, Yacht Club land, and other blue chip NFTs. Could you please tell us more about this? Like, what will be the total cost of these NFTs, and also if there's any other airdrops or giveaways from our Border community?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Venice. And Other Side Meta, aka the Bored Ape Yacht Club land, one of the blue chip NFTs, worth a total of 20,000, are going to be given away. On top of that, they will be selecting the highest wagered players every month to receive the following prizes. Group 1 is going to receive $1,000. Group 2 is going to receive 400. Group 3, 100. And the criteria for the top prize is every minimum wagered sum of 50,000 USD earns you one ticket for a chance to win in a grand draw. And the more tickets you have, the higher the chance to win a top prize. And so the criteria for the monthly prizes go as follows. The top 3 highest wagered players each month combined, total across any slots or live table games, will be winning prizes. And the terms and conditions are simple. Top prize will be given to Other Side Meta or any other blue chip NFTs with similar value, will be given in Other Side Meta or any other blue chip NFTs with similar value. Winners will be announced within 14 days after the 30th of June, 2022.
He has another question here. He wants to know about the Honey lottery. How will the winners chosen, and also how many tickets are needed to participate in the lottery? Also tell us if someone wants a lottery, then will he get all of the money from the lottery pool?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the Honey Lottery is very simple. It's a very simple game for anyone to be engaged in, and a portion of the revenue earned from the Honey Lottery will be shared, and the rest will be burnt. They will have frequent rounds of lotteries, keeping the value of Honey healthy and sustainable. So one lottery ticket is going to equate to 100 Honey tokens. The lottery entry limit is 50 tickets per transaction purchased. 50 tickets can be bought per transaction. Every ticket will consist of 4 digits randomly combined, with each digit being between 1 to 14. For example, 2-3-4-5. The winning formula, if you match all 4 numbers on their ticket in the exact same order as the 4 winning numbers, you stand to win the lottery pot, which is 50% of the entire lottery pool. So as long as you match 2 or more numbers in the correct order, you are guaranteed to win a prize. And the winning ratio match. Excuse me. Oh yeah, no worries, Glenn. I'm almost done here. So the winning ratio is match all 4 numbers in the exact order to win 50% of the pot, match 3 numbers in the exact order to win 30%, and match 2 to win 10%.
And what happens if there is no winner for the prize?
Good question. Great question, Glenn. So for every prize category that has no winner, 100% will automatically get rolled over to the following draw.
And as mentioned previously, that's not all the prize money. It will be given to the winner of this lottery. So what are your plans for the Honey Lottery round?
So they have plans to give back to the community as boosters. 10% of the pot from each Honey Lottery round will be divided into 3 portions. 3% is allocated for development. 2% goes to Honey Jar, which will be distributed back to the community, and 5% will be burnt.
Right, and how many lotteries will be in total? Can you tell us something about the lottery sessions? When are they going to start, and how much time do we get to buy the tickets?
Absolutely. So each full lottery session is completed every 24 hours, so 1 per day. With the timings for each as below, or excuse me, as I'm about to explain, rather. So 8 a.m. to 7 a.m. UTC. And let me give you an example of a lottery session starting at 8 a.m. Phase 1, you'd buy tickets. So anywhere between 8 a.m. to 7 a.m. UTC, you'd buy those tickets. Essentially, you have 24 hours to do this. The lottery jackpot is going to accumulate at the top of the page with each ticket bought. And then users will subsequently receive a ticket comprised of 4 digits, as mentioned earlier, for every 100 honey that's paid. And then phase 2 is the lottery draw, and it's going to happen at 7 a.m. UTC. The 4 winning lottery numbers are drawn and will appear on the page. Each participant's winnings will be automatically calculated based on their ticket numbers and shown on the page. And so users can claim winnings if they have any. Users will also be able to see the lottery results, how many users are matched, how many users matched all 4 numbers, 3 numbers, and 2 numbers, so on and so forth. Everything is transparent. And last but not least, you have phase 3, the celebration and sharing. If you won, congrats. Share with your friends or in your community, and the next lottery will start in an hour from that point.
Okay, awesome. And if there's anything that I've not asked or investors didn't ask about the Honey Finance project, is there anything you want to tell us tonight?
Yeah, Glenn, it's a good question. So I mean, I feel like we covered everything, and we covered every component of their ecosystem, and we kind of went into a lot of detail with respect to the lottery, the audits, the DEX, the DAO. Obviously, there's not too much information yet on the play to earn game. That's going to be coming more into the works. But if there are other community members or team members that have questions, I mean, they are building quite a diverse ecosystem. There's a lot going on. There's a lot coming, and I think that everyone should take the time, join their Telegram, engage with their community. Their team members have, from my experience, been super transparent, very engaging, and very eager to answer any and all questions that the community has.
Yeah. So all the official socials are in our main chat. So if any investors want to check them out, go and check the communities out. The socials are there. And we always say AMAs are for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice. Do your own research. Check out the website, white paper. And like I say, we can get you safely over to the official community socials there in the main chat if you've got any more questions after the AMA today. But we've got a hand up here. See, Captain Levi.
Certainly, and yeah, I'll grab him in a sec, but I wanted to reiterate one more thing, Glenn. People are saying that DeFi is currently dead, farms are dead, yields are awful, but these guys are offering quite lucrative yields. And it's obviously paid in their native token, but lucrative farming strategies are still there. I mean, Honey Finance is a prime example of that, and it's not some random contract that you're locking your tokens into. These guys are audited by the best of the best. They're audited by Circuit. They're audited by Certec. So, guys, if you want to see the future, or rather like a small, high level blue chip sample of everything the crypto space has to offer right now, I would definitely go and check out Honey Finance, because they are building something on each end, with respect to each kind of niche of the space that we've covered over this last hour of the AMA.
Awesome. I mean, AVAX is an up and coming blockchain, and it could be huge. Could be the fourth largest after the BSC blockchain in the future. It's great promise there, and there's always room for more than one DEX. I think the BSC has about 5 or 6 really big ones, and some medium-sized DEXs as well. So as AVAX grows, then if there's only a few big players, then there's definitely room for players like Honey Finance with their DEX to expand and grow onto that blockchain as it just gets huge in the future.
Certainly. And one more thing I would suggest to the Honey team, and I'm sure that they've already considered this, is that what makes AVAX really special is their subnet technology. You can essentially create your own native chain, your own exclusive chain, and then you can choose whatever token you would like to be that native token. So really the Honeyswap ecosystem, or the Honey Finance ecosystem, could choose to migrate to a subnet, make XOXO their subnet's native token, and that is a burn mechanism in itself. So that's something that they should certainly consider, and I think that they probably already have considered, given that they're launching on AVAX.
Yeah, that's great for investors and developers in the project to know. Let's go back to Captain Levi. You just came in and have a question for Noah at Honey Finance. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Can you list 1 to 3 killer features of your project, and why should this project be invested in the investors?
Yeah.
Why should investors invest in this project?
Yeah, it's a great question. And as mentioned before earlier in the AMA, some of the killer features of this project are first and foremost the DEX, the AMM, the liquidity mining incentives. They have some lucrative farms where you can earn some really high yields. And oftentimes when people see these yields, especially in a bear market, they think to themselves, is this a scam? Am I going to get hacked? Is this contract going to get compromised? Well, you don't have to really worry about that. Again, this is not financial advice. We don't give financial advice here. This is an educational channel, but there's always a risk, but you don't have to worry about the contract being audited, because it's audited by the premier firm in Certec. And not just that, they've enhanced their smart contract security with Certec Skynet, with Certec Shield. Again, I don't want to tell you to invest in anything or put your money in anything, but it's certainly something that you can go ahead and check out and play around with and get involved with. And I think that's kind of some of the key driving points. They do have a play to earn game coming. They do have a poker game coming. A lot of cool NFTs, a lot of utilities, big lotteries. They're giving a lot back to the community, and they're very community driven. And so if I wanted to give you kind of a summary of what Honey Finance is doing and kind of the utilities that they're providing with respect to their overall ecosystem, that's what I would more or less break it down to. You can always go back and listen to this AMA from the beginning. We went more into detail and kind of jumped more into the nuts and bolts of things, but I want to stay cognizant of everyone's time here because we are drawing close to the end of the AMA.
Yeah.
Okay. Final question. Is this project only for elite investors or for everybody?
Captain Levi, I don't know if I can answer that for you. but I will say that if you are, if you're a veteran in crypto and kind of want to, at your discretion, get involved in some of these farms and earn some high yields, you can go ahead and do that. And if you're a crypto novice and you want to get an beginner's tutorial on different aspects and different niches of the crypto space, again, Honey Finance is doing a lot on all ends, and I think you can definitely get a 101 education course on crypto, whether it's DeFi, play to earn, NFTs, and beyond.
All right, great project, great project. Thank you, Noah.
Thank you, Captain Levi.
Okay, let's take another question. We've got a few minutes left. David, you had a question for Noah at Honey Finance. Go ahead.
Hello, good day. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. My question is understanding of what it takes for a project to go from start to finish. Have you identified the critical path for a project task? What are the key milestones along the path? You get the question?
Are you asking about what are the key components that go into the longevity and success of a project?
Yeah, that's my question.
That's your question. Okay, got it. So again, I think I've named a few throughout the course of the AMA. The Honeyswap team, the Honey Finance team, has been one is transparency, right? One is being willing and able and quick to respond to questions of the community. Two is security. They've been, as I've mentioned multiple times, audited by CertTech multiple times, and they've actually gone above and beyond by getting the CertTech Skynet and the CertTech Shield to make sure that really no perpetrators are able to get through their smart contracts. Again, that's not a guarantee, but that's something they're striving for. And I think that constantly evolving with the space, right? So the Honeyswap team and the Honey Finance team started on BSC, but they're expanding to Avalanche. My assumption is because of Avalanche's subnet technology and their 3-chain system, they're expanding to Solana. So they are trying to cover all grounds, all chains. Evolution is really important. And really, they have a good plan for token distribution and tokenomics. A lot of that is going back to the community. As I mentioned before, over 80% of it is being allocated for community rewards, prizes, contests, so on and so forth. They are also implementing quite a few deflationary components to make sure that not just price stability remains, but the price appreciates over time and their holders are rewarded. I love the idea for the DEX. I love the branding. They're doing a lot on that end, and they are trying to compete with the premier DEX on Avalanche, which is Trader Joe. And I think that in this space, you need to aim high, you need to believe in yourself, and you need to believe that you're the best. Otherwise, you're probably not going to make it. And if I had to kind of look at everything that I've digested with respect to the Honey ecosystem over the last couple of days, I would say that they are going to make it. But again, this is not financial advice. This is my personal opinion, and I think the future is probably bright for them in the next 2 to 3 years.
Awesome.
Okay. Thanks
Very much for the questions. Unfortunately, we've run out of time now. So yeah, like I say, check out Honey Finance. We've got the official links in our main chat there, and if you've not got involved with the AVAX blockchain, check out that as well. And Honey Finance could be a huge DEX going into the future as the AVAX blockchain gets bigger and bigger. So it's been great speaking to them, and Noah's been able to speak great today for the Honey Finance team. And tell our Whale Coin Talk investors more about the project. We're looking forward to the future for the Honey Finance team. So I think we've got spin the wheel now as well to $50 lucky winners.
Yep, let me get the wheel up here. And awesome job, guys. I think this was kind of a first for us here, but it was awesome. Like I was having dinner, listening to you guys. It's really cool, and I'd like to see a lot of people who are interested in how it works and whatnot. And even though a lot of people have already been using automated market makers, they're still curious, and I like that because at the end of the day, this is what we're trying to do. You know, teach people more about crypto, and there are a few differences, you know, when you're using an automated market maker and you're trading on a traditional market. There's some differences. There's a few things you need to be aware of. Let me see. Can you see the wheel, guys? Is it coming through?
Yeah, not yet. And while you pull that up, guys, I want to remind you one more thing. After doing your own research, if you're interested in buying the XOXO native token, it can be purchased on Honeyswap. And really, I would go play around with their decks. I believe the fees are much lower than the average decks, especially Trader Joe, and you could save yourself a few bucks by using their ecosystem.
Can you see the wheel now? Should I reshare? Let me
I
see.
don't see. No, I do not see the wheel yet. Not at least on my end. I don't know.
I can see the win. I can see.
I'm gonna reshare it. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Sometimes it's a little wonky. Is it coming through? No?
I don't see it. No.
I can see it. I can see it.
Okay, David, maybe it's Glenn, can you see
Yeah,
it
it's
also?
probably on my end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably in your end. Okay, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
I can
it's
see
there.
it.
Okay, yeah, I think it's just a bug with you know. Okay, let me
No
shuffle it a
worries.
bit and let's get some winners. We're gonna do two prizes, I think. Yeah, 50 BUSD each. So let's see our first winner, and yeah, thank you for coming today, everybody. You know, for participating. We had a nice little crowd in here. And thank you for all the questions. And like the guy said, if you heard something interesting, if you want to learn more, if you want to engage, the links are all in our main chat. It's easy to use. It's really accessible for anybody. So um, make sure to visit the official website, honeyswap.com, and you'll find all the information there. The links to the Discord, Telegram, the white papers. You can read their Medium articles and everything. So thank you very much for coming today, guys. It's really been awesome. I got the IDs here, and I think we'll post the winners later on today, after the last AMA of the day. So that'll be in a few hours. So stay tuned for that.
Alrighty. Thank you,
We've
Aki.
got Cure Token back for another AMA in an hour and a half, so stay tuned and come back for that shortly. Thank you very much, everyone, today.
Cheers, everybody.